And welcome back. I am the master of this game. I am a complete. I have the degree somewhere. I'm master in gameology. I have absolutely prepared for this game. Let's get started. There will be no further questions. I like that. I like that intro where it's like, "Yep, I am prepared for this game. There will be no further questions. We're going straight to the game before you can ask." That's how I'm going to do things from now on. I like it. I'm also just making sure everything works by babbling for another 2 minutes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so quick recap on last game, and we'll do introductions on the fly because, hey, good news, everybody. Shivlock has joined us again. You know, there was that whole stint with the IRS. He had to flee the country for a little while. So he's actually, we can't say where he is right now because the Illuminati is tracking him down. But we can't talk about that.
Semi-true.
We can't talk about that. No, that's not true.
No.
Andy is lying. Andy is a liar. Andy is a compulsive liar. Don't listen to him. What happened in the last game? Well, our group of adventurers met with a mysterious man who gave them a challenge of learning his name and finding him within a year in all of Wild Space. You probably should have, questioned that deal a little more, but you didn't. You didn't, because you got a Spelljammer helm out of it. And then the whole town was attacked by space clowns, which sounds completely unrelated to the plot. No further questions. So the group, after trying to defend themselves, found a ship that apparently no one was using, grabbed as many people as would join them, and fled the space clowns. They forgot one important thing in their fleeing, and that was food. So you've just been waiting with that.
Yep.
This is why Andy is not in charge of his own game. Anyway, so you have your group, and like I said, we'll let Shivlock fully introduce his character, because he was one of the people who joined you on the ship. So it's been a few days of trying to find some inhabitable planet or source of food. And the reason I bring that up is because you've all gone about 3 days without food or drink. So I'm going to be an asshole and say you're all suffering from poison at this point, because it's either that or exhaustion. I'm going with poison. It's kind of the same thing at level 1.
Wait, I have resistance with that. Thank you, dwarf.
Okay, then it's exhaustion after all.
Gosh dang it.
Thanks.
No, wait a minute. This makes sense. This makes sense to me, because dwarves are hardy enough. I think you can survive a couple more days. Yeah, okay. Everyone but the dwarf pilot is suffering from poison. This makes sense to me still.
Why is everyone vitals going low? I'm fine.
Great. Thanks,
What do you mean you can't eat rock?
Can't eat rock.
That to Bretonians.
Shivlock, would you like to describe your character to us? Because I absolutely remember everybody else, and I'm not going to just make them do the same for introductions.
So I don't even know. I'm a monkey. Hadozi. How do you say that?
I'm going with Hadozi.
Hadozi. Yeah, I'm a Hadozi. My name is Mr. Banana. I've got goggles on my head because I'm an artificer, because why not? And I'm just super small. Can fit in your pocket. Just don't try to suffocate me, because that would suck.
How do we follow that?
I think we just continue the
Is my
adventure.
character, my race, don't kill me. You make like you're stricken with paranoia. Have you been with this group before?
He's a little jumpy.
What happened when we invaded the ship?
Hey, listen, the guy.
He was asleep in the cargo hold. Didn't even know there was a problem for like 2 days.
I was just chilling. I had too many bananas.
Hey guys, when did we get to space? By the way, who are you?
You always imagine earlier to say, hey, Mr. Banana, would you like your own room? Sure. They chuck him in the storage room and lock the
just
door.
like, there's nothing but boxes there.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he's just in there. It's perfect.
Yeah, I
That's
think like
great.
Snuggums was he is the tabaxi cook that you have named your NPC group. Snuggums was just going through the galley. Mr. Banana is just in there, like,
What's up? How's it going?
guys, there might be food in here.
Oh God.
It's
Does
talking.
it talk? Then it's not food.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Thank you.
If it talks, it's not food. That's good to know.
That's actually a very good rule. If it talks, it's not food.
Like water looks at you. What's your character's name again?
Mr. Banana.
No.
Oh, that's-
Prince.
Oh, I am Arthur Pennywhistle.
He turns to Arthur, goes, "Thank you." He's someone's making sense. He as he glares at the backseat.
I said I thought it was food. It was in the cupboard.
His hand twitching on his rapier.
Like, look, you see some weird stuff out here. Okay, sometimes the mold starts moving. Sometimes the mold eats your crew. Sometimes the mold becomes a part of the crew afterwards. Weird stuff, man.
Yeah,
does have a valid point.
you just see Arthur just turn up his bandana on top of his head so that it looks more like a cushion. He's like, "Would you like to join us? Whatever your name is, young sir." Inside of the cabinet.
I just jump on his hat. Just jump up there. Yeah, sure.
Billy shows up. I am the captain. And I will be the one who is deciding if we take on new crew. You're already here, so I guess you're part of the crew. So you're not new crew. The captain has spoken.
Thanks.
He's just putting his hand on his belt with his holstered wands. Like, I have spoken.
Okay. All right, Mr. Captain, what are we going to do about food?
Baron, have you found anything with food? Pilot, Spelljammer.
Oh, sorry.
The one who can see through the ship. Have you found anything that resembles food?
I'd like to do a perception of the ship. It's always good to announce you do not have a bonus on this. 11.
11. Well, at the very edges of the ship's sensors, you can pick up what you believe to be a broken ship. So there could be food, but again, it's a broken ship, so that means it's salvage. So you don't know what you're going to find. So if you want to head to that, you can.
Captain,
Yes.
I see a broken vessel. Nothing in the forefront, but we can always scavenge what we can find.
Well, salvage equals money, and money equals food, and that's how we all get paid anyway. I don't want to die, so let's do that. The captain has spoken.
All right, making course.
All right. Well, it'll take you a couple hours to get there, but nothing else interesting is going to happen before then. So you're pulling
Ramming
up.
speed. Just kidding.
Ramming speed.
Is this you we're talking about? That's entirely possible.
It's a good time to introduce. Hi, I'm Baron Banhammer, the Mountain Dwarf Warlock, current pilot of this vessel. Did we even come up? Is there a name on the
No,
ship?
what is your ship's name?
Ramming speed, apparently.
Ramming speed.
Okay. Your
Actually,
captain
yeah,
of the-
that is
Actually, ramming speed sounds great.
yeah, it is.
It's like, oh, it's called ramming speed. Why is it called that?
Because some crazy guy gave Baron the Spelljammer helm. So, you see the remains of a big ship. It's broken in half. Pieces are floating around like this. This got ransacked by somebody pretty hard. You are able to pull up, and that will envelop the ship in your airfield. Anybody who wants to go over I'm going to say it's going to count as rough terrain the whole time because you need to, move along. Like things are slanted, broken apart. You'll have to jump from place to place, but you want to go over there. Yes, it's literally pieces floating in space, so there will be jumping involved.
You see, you see the expert jumper, one Walter Shipman, the Harrigan swashbuckler fighter, put on his suit and starts bouncing along.
Yeah, I'm going to get into a suit as well, and I will make room for our tiny friend inside of my helmet so that he can travel with me.
Okay, I'm not going to stop you from doing that, but the ship is inside your air envelope, so
I'm just gonna jump over without a suit.
Okay. So the three of you are going in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going in.
It sounds like Baron is staying on the ship. This ramming speed.
If this is my first mission, I'd rather not have meet my demise as the pilot.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because I don't have a Baron Part 2 if that doesn't work out.
That's a good point.
Baron 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No, that's none of that. Nothing in the back pocket.
Baron 2, not so band hammer.
Yeah.
Arshis,
sure.
If you don't mind, could you set yourself to push to talk because we're hearing the TV in the background?
Oh, sure. Sure.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. It's minor, but all right. So,
how do you push to talk on air?
Put it on mute, and then spacebar becomes the push to talk button.
All right. That's great. Thank you so much. All right. So, Walter, Banana, I've already Arthur. You all head over. It's still a big ship. I don't have the list of names, and in pieces it's kind of hard to tell, but it was a large enough ship. You can all split up, or you can stay together looking around. It's your choice.
I feel like I'm gonna stick with the person that lets me ride on his head.
Okay. So,
yes.
Where do you want to go as you peruse the ship?
I'm going to go for whatever remains of the cargo hold.
Okay. It's going to take you, a couple minutes to bounce around over there. And Baron, I want you to go ahead and make a perception check also, because you can see through the ship. Okay. Arthur, go ahead and also make a perception. And Walter, what are you up to? You need to press your button.
He is with them. Yeah, but bounced around at the time of his life.
Okay. In that case, I'll let all three of you make a perception check to let me know what you see.
21.
21.
15.
15. Okay.
5.
Oh, I got a 4.
Time of your life, indeed. Miss Banana spoke of you. What was your number?
4.
4. Okay. Mr. Banana is just facing backwards on and is probably like looking into Arthur's neckerchief that he keeps wrapped around. Walter is he's staring at planks of wood. Nobody knows why. He's just watching the drift around. Arthur, you find you do find some crates, and
the flanks looked at him funny.
You what?
Flanks looked at him funny.
Oh, okay. Arthur, you're heading over to some of the crates, and before you can do anything with them, for one thing, you're going to see some writing suddenly start to appear on the wall. We're going to get to that in a moment, because Baron, you sense another ship coming in, and it's coming in fast.
But not at ramming speed, so we're good.
You can tell it is a lamprey ship, and it's going to be there within a minute or two. So if you want to, I don't know if you have the ability to send a message to the rest of the group. You could probably send one of the crew out to find them if you need to, but
checking. Let's see. Eldritch Blast. Well, that'd be kind of a signal. Just kidding. Yeah, nothing to discern a signal. So to the closest available crew member to alert our scouting party.
okay. We are going to say that is Peter, who is the youngest of your crew. He's like, yes, sir, Mr. Banhammer. And he just rushes off. Let's see if. Okay. He heads in mostly the right direction.
Wonderful.
So you think you don't think he'll go floating away?
I'm glad I don't think that.
He is young, and he actually thinks Billy is the captain. So he's that young and impressionable.
Gotcha.
Arthur, the words that you see, and Banana and Walter will also be able to see them, as it says, "This ship means a great deal to me."
Okay, first clue. found it.
Walter will not be seeing this. He's too busy staring down the planks of wood.
Okay.
I will write this. I will take note of it, and I'm going to start opening up the cargo boxes now to figure out what's inside of them, to see if there's any food, because I don't know that there's non-friendlies or whatever coming in just yet. So I'm just like, food.
Yeah,
potentially.
All right, so yeah, you start opening up crates. Just give me a strength check. Let's see how easily you're able to open these, because unless you got like a crowbar or something in your backpack.
I do.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Yeah, I imagine you just trying to pry these things open with your bare hands, because that's normally what you guys do. So it looks like for the most part, this was the first one is filled with like fabrics. Looks like it might have been silk or something. But the first couple crates are non-edibles. Shut up. I don't want any jokes being made. There's no immediate edible food discernible. And that's as you're getting ready to open another one, you hear Peter like,
"There's a ship coming."
What's
Mr.
the name?
Banhammer says there's a ship coming. Hey, what's this?
This is valuables. Grab as much as you can.
He's picking up other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing some of the silks and fabrics and stuff, and
we're talking about like a fairly big, like bolts of them. So like if you might want to just like keep them in the crate if you want to keep them.
Yeah, we'll
keep them in the crate, like Mr. Banana says.
Yeah. But Peter found something else that distracted him, so he's wandered off.
Of course.
Somebody go check and see what Peter's found. I'm going to keep opening crates in here, see if we can find any food.
I'm just going to pick at your hair while you're looking at stuff.
Claire.
It's like you've seen monkeys essentially just check the bodies of other monkeys. That's kind of what I'm doing.
I'm getting groomed. I'm getting groomed. I'm part of the family.
So,
I'm just going to walk over to find Peter.
Yeah.
Claire.
So Peter is watching a part of the ship float by. It looks like it had a little bit of the name written on it. And he's like, "Oh, look, there's the other ship now." And you see this big lamprey ship coming in. And lamprey ships have like these claw to attach to other ships.
The claw.
I'll just yell to Walter, "Man, whatever cannon you can find now."
What?
We've got an enemy lamprey.
Ooh.
It's come to steal the loot.
No one takes my loot apart from me.
Good. Get your butt ready to fight.
With that 5, he's going to have to run around if he wants to try to find a cannon because he had such a bad roll.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay.
If they're boarding, he is the cannon.
Baron, back on the ship, Billy is telling everybody to man the harpoon guns because he's not losing his command ship.
I would hope sure as a heck not. So do we have it's like, do we have enough to crew the 2 ballistae?
Not both of them, but he has just enough people to arm one of the ballista.
Okay, good enough. As long as we get one of them, because we need to get it's a crew of 3 to man this thing.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got got his hands on the hilts of his wands, watching them load the ballista, doing everything like he almost seems competent when he does this. So the lamprey comes in. It attaches itself to the biggest part of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, Arthur, I'm guessing that you have positioned yourself to see them. I don't want to say confront them unless you're being confrontational, but you're there.
Let me give you a stealth check. Let me just throw some stealth
that's
here
good.
as well. All right, I got a 7 on my stealth, so I am thinking that I am being stealthy watching these people as they come in.
Okay. I'm just going to real quick decide who is going to pop out first. And
just so that I can say that I have done this, I'm going to do a quick intelligence roll as well to memorize the portion of the name of the ship that we saw.
That may not be a bad idea.
Sorry. Wrong thing there.
While he tries to memorize it, I'm just going to write it down.
Okay, that would be another good thing. Yeah, you see the letters OXF.
OXF, okay.
Yeah. I suppose later on, if you want to, you can try to do more. But with the ship coming in, we're kind of going to lean towards you're probably, paying attention to things.
Yeah.
So you see somebody walking up, and it's this about 6-7 foot chitin armor. It's a trikin. They're an insectoid people.
Oh, the praying mantis looking things.
Yeah. They got like 4 arms. So like, he can hold he could be holding a spear and a crossbow in his hands. There's a couple of them.
Why do I envision one of them just holding 2 blunderbusses?
Because they are. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
You pulled it, Jesse. You pulled a freaking Jesse, didn't you?
So yeah, you see those 2 looking at you, and they kind of look to you, look at each other, and a moment later you see someone else kind of comes up behind them. They don't make any aggressive movements, but they kind of stand there. And a couple minutes later is a tall, lean, grin-skinned, it looks like a Gith, starts to walk up, and he's wearing he's got, I don't want to say like a traditional, like a captain's hat, I guess. So you think he's the one in charge. He kind of looks at you all and says, "Is this your salvage?"
Yeah. I mean, we can barter, but it is ours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want you to give me I think a persuasion check would be best. Like, I mean, 'cause you're standing there, you haven't eaten in 3 days. How do you present yourself? I guess would be my question.
With a 9, I'm thinking not very well. It's like, I am holding on, but like in the middle of me saying yes, I kind of slip and then just grab back onto the rope. And I'm just like trying to play it smooth like a cat that's just fallen off the back of the couch, but everybody's seen it.
Yeah. This
And then they see a tiny bunny person glaring at them.
with the 19, he's definitely has, he takes you all in. And then he looks over at the ones on the ballista. It's like, look, we're just here, to salvage a derelict ship. But I don't think you're in a position to actually fight over this. I'll tell you what, you all look like you're in a bad shape. You let us take a look around. We'll take what we want, and we'll leave you enough food that you can get to the Rock of Brawl.
And a whisper. Whisper.
Yeah. What's he whispering?
No, I don't like these guys. I don't like them.
Well, we're not in a condition to be able to fight them, though. And I mean, they are leaving at least the food behind.
Well, if you leave us if you give us your ship, we'll teleport you there.
Oh no, we're not doing that one, dude. I mean, you kind of understand this. We'll trade the goods for the we'll trade off the salvage for safe passage, but the ship, hell no. I mean, even you wouldn't give up your ship if you were in the same position
If it was
as us.
that or death, yeah, I'd give up the ship.
Look, you threatened to kill us?
No, I think you all look like you are suffering from dehydration right now. I don't think you'll live a week without my intervention. Now, I got no reason to hurt you because you're already dying.
I just actually perch up on whatever's whatever cracked remnants of the bow of the remaining of the derelict is, and I just kind of sit there staring at him, and I go, your intervention right now is that you're taking the salvage and leaving us the food. That's actually a pretty good thing. If you're saying that you want to take the ship as well, that's actually kind of being a bit of a douche.
No, I was offering you safe passage to a semi-civilized society, a place where you can find work in exchange for a ship. You think that kind of teleportation is easy? No, that's going to be some effort on our part.
We're not asking for that. We're just asking for
I'm just trying to make a deal.
Yeah,
you look like you're in bad shape.
Well, the deal that we have on the table is the deal of the food.
Okay.
You leave us the food, take whatever salvage you want, leave us the food, and we'll get out to that area.
Okay. Just trying to make a better deal.
Better deal for you, worse deal for us. But I can understand it.
Well, that's debatable.
You're so kind. Thank you for your kindness.
He shrugs and he motions, and you see it's a collection of different people kind of come over, and they start hopping around the ship, and they're looking around. They're going to do their own inspection. The captain's just kind of going to stay there with you.
While they're doing their inspection, I'm going to root out the remainder of the name of the ship, like where the sign that would have been on the front bow, or at least on the. Since the ship has been floating for a while, the pieces are kind of everywhere. But if you want to spend some effort to collect them, let's call it an investigation to find the pieces. Yay!
Does the captain of the other crew look like he has something nice and shiny or anything on him?
15.
15? Okay, I thought you were saying 6. No, most of what the captain has looks like warm, like sturdy, warm. Like he's practical. He's not ostentatious. He's just a captain of a salvage ship. Okay, with the 16. You can start trying to assemble pieces, and the captain is kind of watching you. It's like, did you know this ship?
think I did. I'm just trying to pinpoint on if I did or not. I mean, it looks familiar, but you've seen 50 ships, you've seen them all after a certain point in time,
Thought maybe you knew somebody on her. After a little bit of this, there's going to be a kobold comes running up to him like, Captain, you can't see this. Like, he just kind of turns to one of the other Tri-King guards, like, be polite. And he's going to go off to go see what the kobold is trying to show him. Basically, they're just leaving somebody to watch you guys just to make sure everything is, on the up and up. Because Walter, after all. And you got Billy. It's like, if they make one move, I want you to shoot them in the face. Like, even though there's literally a ship between you and their ship, it's not a good angle. But he's playing the aggressive guy.
I tried to very subtly flip him off with sleight of hand, but
give me a sleight of hand to flip Billy off.
I rolled a nat 1. I rolled this beforehand. I rolled a nat 1 plus a 5. So it's like everyone can actually see me from the bow.
Yeah, you're just like.
Dun, dun.
Let me just see if. Yeah. For anybody who can see Billy, especially Baron, because Baron can watch everything on his ship. He's just like, he's not taking the wand out of the holster, but he's like making sure it moves like you would check a sword. Like, yeah, that little bastard, he thinks he's in charge. I'm gonna show him one day. So anyway, the captain's going to leave. Walter, are you following him or are you just glaring at everybody? I gotta know.
Yes.
Okay. The captain actually goes down to the cargo hold and he's looking at the illusionary script also. And then he'll say something to he'll lean down and whisper to a member of his crew. And they're moving the cargo out. They're doing it in plain view of you guys. Arthur, as far as collecting parts of the ship, let me just see. All right, a lot of them are broken up. So let me kind of write this out so that way I can know what it is you find. Okay, so I said you have found the letters OXF. Mm-hmm. You also find an E and an R.
Does it look from how things are like as if there's supposed to be more to it, or is it just?
Oh yeah, there was probably quite a bit more. It's just you would have to literally if you want to spend say 8 hours, I would let you collect all the pieces, but in a short time, it's going to take you a little while to put it all together. And so while you're doing that, the captain is having the cargo taken out. But he kind of comes up to you and he's walking a little bit more purpose towards you, Arthur. And he says, he kind of does some gestures to his crew. They bring over a crate of food to you, set it down. It's like, going to ask you to please vacate our salvage now.
Just kind of look at him. And I'm like,
the Tri-Kin start to cock their
crossbows. Oh, can I just try and
put his hands on his dagger and rapier?
I just kind of motion like this to Walter, like just keep it on the down low. And then I just look at the captain. I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out if I remember the ship.
We couldn't find any bodies, so if you lost a friend, there's no remains left. Whatever did this took the people.
Well, I know one of them did make it out. If this is the ship that I'm thinking of.
Good for them, but we had a deal. This is my ship now.
Well, no, the cargo hold's empty. The salvage is taken. Unless you're going to put the ship back together, at which point That's going to take
We
a while.
we made a deal for the salvage. I give you food. The salvage is ours. Vacate my premises.
Oh, he's so aggressive.
I'm going to do an insight check on this guy
Okay.
with an 8.
8.
I am rolling shit today.
Okay, so with an 8, when you first met him, he was being cautiously, trying to make a deal, but being cautious about it. You don't know him. He don't know you. He didn't want to fight. Now he's definitely being a bit more aggressive about it.
You found something, didn't you? Something that you're worried I might find some issue with?
He just puts his foot on, leans on the crate of food and says, we made a deal and I'm willing to honor that, but you take your food, and he kind of with some effort pushes it towards you, because this is enough food to keep you and your crew alive for a week. It'll be tight, but if you rush, if you don't run into anything, you'll get to the Rock of Brawl, and from there you can live your life. But if you don't want to make a deal with me now, I don't have to do anything, and I still won't be the bad guy.
I want anybody to be the bad guy here today. I'll move to.
I'm offering you your lives.
No,
That's not a threat.
I know. I was actually. I moved to actually secure the food, and I go. I do hope that we continue on our civility, and if we do run into each other again as we're working, that you can take this as a sign of my friendship towards you as well.
He'll just give you a nod.
I want to go shake his hand.
Give me a persuasion for that.
Oh, this is gonna go great.
I just imagine you're like running along Arthur's arm to put your hand out and shake.
Oh, 17. Look at that. No bonus. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, Captain's kind of eyes you warily, but he will slowly put his hand out to shake.
It was at this point where I lick his. I'm just kidding. No, I just kidding. All right. And then I give him the nod and then walk and get back on the head.
All right. He'll take a couple of steps back, but he still has his 2 Triken guards with him. So he just watches you. His people are bringing the cargo, and then you notice that they start trying to basically put. I don't know what the nautical term for this would be, but basically they're grappling the pieces of the ship to bring it with them or to haul it in for inspection.
That's exactly what it is. I can't. I have family in the Navy, but I can't remember what the full term is for it. It's
Walter is following behind the two of them, but he's still looking at his shoulder and is still glaring.
Do you want to give me an intimidation check, or is this just a general glare? Are you trying to accomplish anything, or
Walter's just trying to unnerve them?
Okay. All right. Well, you're able to take your supplies back to the ship. You're going, Baron, you can. I think this is more than enough that you could watch the whole proceedings, but you can also see that they've got their own people on their ballista. And much like Billy is keeping one trained on them, they're not being aggressive, but they are not going to take a second of hesitation to open fire if you feel like you're about to try to do anything on them. So,
just so that I know how communication with the pilot on the ship works, can I just say something anywhere and you're able to hear it, Baron?
That is my understanding. He has perception all around the ship as if he were there.
So if I say "fuck you, Baron," you could hear that.
Yeah, basically. I could still tune you out, but it's like,
I think he needs to be focusing on it But yeah, for the sake of ease, we're going to say that if you need to say something to him, you
Like,
can
if
get
say
his attention.
Baron, like it's that moment. Think of it like an invisible scrying orb, like kind of is on the
Got
ship
it.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you say
Like
Baron, the orb will come to you. But if you
Exactly.
but if you just say Baron Vulcan, it was like that orb will go. Okay, that's nice.
It's like,
And then it's like, oh look, Mr. Banana fell off. That's a shame.
Yeah.
oh
Exactly.
no.
Oh
So it's
look,
like-
there's a star.
Yeah, it's not like I hear everything in all
Yeah.
voices at all times.
Okay, so if we need to communicate, that's easy. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
That's why Peter is sort of the runner of the ship. He's, he hangs around Baron to relay messages.
Yeah, because there's no intercom system. I don't have access to like message or anything at the current moment. So it's like,
Flags
going old
might be a
school.
good way to send some messages, and I figured that's how ship-to-ship communication works.
Yeah.
Is usually flags and things.
Yeah, or a
All right.
portable monkey. There's-
Yes.
Yes, you can fly up and do some flag signals and then float
Yeah.
down.
I am as soon as I'm back on the ship with the supplies, I'm going to just whisper so that Baron can hear with his all powerful, all-knowing omniception of the ship. Scan the wreckage for any remains of the nameplate and act like as if you're cycling through for us to jump out. And just do that while doing the cycle through, and then we'll go. Because if we can find some more of this name, we can put it together while we're getting the hell away from this guy.
during that part description when he says scan the ship, Baron's just looking at the armrest and it's like, scan. Is there a scan?
No, the salvage.
Because he's thinking as they scan the ship, it's like, do I have a button for that? And
Is there a button for that? Wasn't in the training manual.
Oh. Yeah, Baron's just pressing things like there must be a button in here
there's
somewhere.
gonna be something. If he says scan the ship, I think it's something I can do.
Baron, if you so choose that you understood the request, you can make an investigation.
Yeah, I'll do it.
If you didn't understand, you tell me what you're doing.
That's what's just going on first, because like, hey, I want you to scan the ship. Is there a button? We wanted to see if it's like, oh, okay. So there was a moment where he tuned out because he was searching.
Baron, you do notice that as Arthur was repairing the ship from the battle, it has started to take on a lava motif. It's like decals on the ship as your ship slowly becomes more rock and lava colored.
Sweet. All right, I rolled an 11 on my investigation.
11. Okay.
We are just on the rolls today, boys.
So which letters did I already give you?
O-X-F-E-R.
Okay. With an 11, you're not able to pick up anything else, but you do notice that they have been picking up anything that had letters painted on it. Like the part that had the OXF, that was like one of the first things they started to haul into themselves.
Huh.
So, unless somebody wants to correct me on this, I take it that you're going to sort of safely and slowly ease out, so that way there's like no obvious. Okay. So you take off, and you can, everybody basically, except for Baron, who still doesn't understand your frail constitution and need to eat so badly, everybody else just digs into the food. Well, Billy runs to it first because he's like, I'm the captain. I get first dibs.
I am going to actually.
At this point, he basically, I jump in front of him, just basically flipping the bird and land.
I want you to make that sounds like an athletics check.
Can I make acrobatics?
I'm going to say yes, it can be acrobatics, but there's something after that. I'm just saying yes, it can be acrobatics.
15.
15. Okay, yeah, you are able to get just in front of him, but it's just pure spite, I imagine. You're doing this just because you can.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, everyone can start getting food. So after a long rest, you will no longer be suffering from the poison condition.
I'm going to use my persuasive skills to make sure that everybody gets an appropriate ration. Just kind of standing there handing it out to everybody appropriately, so that they don't just, especially Billy, that wand wielding butthead, doesn't eat everything all in one go, because I know that everybody's hungry, but it's just like an appropriate ration for the day.
Okay, yeah. You need to convince these hungry people not to eat everything.
Everyone, we can't eat it all at once. Otherwise, we're going to throw it all back up and nobody wants to see it. But also at the same time, we won't be able to make it to the next port and buy more supplies. So line up. I will personally hand you your ration for the day, and I will make sure that you're all right. And then we will follow this through with each meal. And that's a 23 on the persuasion.
Okay. Billy got a natural 20 as he stands there and he says, "We will eat our fill, and then we will have the strength to fight them for those supplies."
I'm going to kick him in the nuts.
You're surprised as you see Walter's foot is at the same time of the different.
I want both of you to make attacks, and whoever is the highest is the first one to hit.
God, it's an unarmed strike, isn't it?
Yes, this is an unarmed attack.
19. I got a 19.
That's a 10.
A 10. Okay.
See where all those rolls went.
So Billy didn't see this coming, which is why Walter's second kick, which probably the way he bent over probably kicked him in the head, was enough to leave him unconscious for a little while. And I think the chain of command has been solidified just a little bit. Because everybody else is like, this could be a problem, but there's food here, and we don't want to fight for the food. Okay.
Poor Billy. Poor
Billy is
Billy.
now speaking in a very high register. "You rat bastard! I'm the captain."
And at this point, Walter pulls out his rapier, points at his throat, and says, "Shut up, you miserable little shit."
He pulls a wand and points it at you. "You don't talk to me like that, you little bastard."
Fuck.
Okay, now we got to roll initiative because that's a little more than I can allow.
14.
Anyone who wants to be involved.
Are we offing the captain, guys?
As a 25 on initiative.
Okay.
That is a 14 on initiative.
Okay.
I'm just, I don't think I'm okay with beating up the person that's supposed to be my boss.
No, he's claimed, he has claimed that he is the captain. I at the same time that my character did in the first episode. It's just been pretty much like my character's not really wanted to deal with them because of the fact that it's just like he can do whatever the hell he wants. Now we're at the point where it's like,
okay, before we actually get into combat, I just want to say, remember a couple of things. One, you're kind of a small undermanned crew to start with. While Billy has been abrasive and kind of a jackass, that could be said of all of you, and he has not actually done or offered any true violence to anyone before you attacked him and drew weapons. So I want to say all that, so that way when this combat initiates, it's kind of on you to decide how far you're going to take it.
I'm not going to like to,
but Walter did get a 25, so
I want to be the voice of reason and say that, "Hey guys, I'm new here, but could you guys not fight?" Yeah. What is that, a persuasion?
Yeah, that would be persuasion.
Okay.
The voice of reason.
Yeah, Walter's gonna go and slash it. Slash. Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Because Walter.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a 4. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. I am just pulling up a stat block. So go ahead and make your attack.
21.
A 21 hits. You need to hit space.
That's 18 damage total. And as a bonus action, I am going to use my dual wielding fighting style to attack with my dagger.
Honestly, that's not even necessary. How badly do you want to do this?
Basically, I am going to shove my rapier into his shoulder and pin him to the floor.
Okay. So I just want to be clear. You're going for to incapacitate, not kill.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a very painful fashion, but
painful fashion, definitely. You basically I kind of picture this because you're smaller than him, so you just sort of like take your blade and jump at him. You now have him pinned to the floor. He was not nearly as strong as he made you believe he was. So he's screaming right now, and he drops one of his wands to try to grab at the blade. Yeah, this fight is over. He is at your mercy.
Oh God.
I'm just going to look at everyone. I'm going to go get him to the infirmary now. We'll make sure that he still gets his daily ration, but he is not captain, and he will never be captain.
Carrie, just one of your crew, who I have listed as stitched together monster hunter. I don't know who named Carrie, but Carrie is just has a lot of, looks like they've seen a lot of surgery. We don't actually have a doctor here. He's bleeding out.
I have cure wounds. Does that help any?
That can help. That would save his life.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll cast that first level.
All right. Just let me know how much that is exactly. So
he gets 7 hit points.
Okay.
I was like, don't say 2. Don't say 2. Don't say 2.
No, without my bonus, it would have been a 2.
Yeah. So all right. So you cast a spell, you stop the bleeding, and okay.
Now it's gonna be okay. Just gonna like pick at his hair while curing his wounds.
And after you heal it, you yank my blade out of him.
Just careful with how you treat people. Just because he's been trying to be captain doesn't mean that we. Yeah. I'm just going to look at him and I'm going to go infirmary. Now, I'll be down there.
We don't actually. Okay. Carrie kind of picks him up and then picks up his wand off the ground. Like, I guess we'll find something.
An infirmary. Yeah. Like,
I guess I'm the doctor now. All right, fine.
I'm
only the one without magic here.
I'll come down and I'll do some cure wounds on him in a bit, and we'll get.
He's stabilized. Carrie's just complaining.
Carrie's just complaining.
Just kind of like mumbling to themselves, like
the doctor.
All right,
the doctor guy.
Yes, like find a. We don't have anything on this ship. I'm just gonna throw him into a corner or something. All right.
Give me a list of what you actually need, and I'll pick it up in port.
Food.
I'll get that. That's already at the top of the list.
Then port. We're not an actual crew. We just all ran to the same boat to save our lives.
Carrie, listen, calm down. We're gonna make it through here, okay?
You need the least food of anyone. Of course, you're gonna survive this.
I'll just eat you. So if you die, I have food. Keep playing, Carrie.
That's because you are barely a snack. You're already skin and bones. I won't even get any calcium out of you.
I mean, he may not be much of a snack, but he definitely is a snack.
I have a flamethrower, Carrie.
I'm not the one hitting on you. I ain't been in wild spaces that long. So now that all that has been.
Well, when you talk about people eating each other, you see them basically Walter glaring at both of them.
I just look at Walter and I just go.
Carrie's like, I'm not trying to eat anyone. I'm saying he's not worth eating.
That's hurtful, Carrie. And I just walk
he
away.
takes it in one hand. He's like, "You're this big. You're this big."
This has gone a very different mode of conversation than it's supposed to. Make me a list of what books that you want as well to be a doctor, and I'll get them.
I don't want to be a doctor.
What do you want to be?
Safe.
Useless.
Then I'll get you some thieves' tools and a bunch of other things. That way you can.
How
make
about
us
when we
safe.
get to port, I find a ship that isn't run by a bunch of people who don't know how to run a ship?
I am very well aware of how to run a ship, Carrie. You watch
Then
your
he can be
tone.
captain.
No, I'm good.
I vote Mr. Cap. And he's all right. So he's wandering off like, "Bananas, captain. I don't care. Whatever." And a minute later, you hear a loud thump as he just throws Billy somewhere. There, he ain't bleeding out.
Poor Billy.
I mean, it would be more appropriate if he was a carpenter at one point for him to be the ship surgeon. I mean, there's a lot of sawing involved.
You can just carve Billy up and use him as body parts to patch the ship.
Baron, since you are the actual pilot of the ship, give me a check just for cruising speed. Well, I guess not cruising speed, but to go to the Rocket Brawl, which is like probably a place you're all familiar with. It is, when I say it's lawless, it's like it's run by a bunch of thieves guilds. So the law is whatever the most powerful person in charge says it is, but it has an actual ruler.
Okay, so what kind of check you want me to make for that?
I think that would be for ship handling.
Okay.
Since you are flying a magical ship, I guess that would be your spell casting ability, or at least wisdom.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. It all sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Otherwise, this is just going to be an argument about what to do with Billy.
I got a 16 total on that one.
Okay. Yeah, you think it'll take you maybe 2 weeks to get there, but with a 16, you won't have any major complications. If everyone rations the food, you all will be fine. So, unless you want to do something during those 2 weeks, let me know. Otherwise, we'll skip ahead.
I'll make a fishing line, and no, we can't fish while moving. So now
Not
I'll
at full
continue.
speed. If you drop down to cruising speed, it'll take you 3 weeks. But you can do some fishing.
No,
And you
let's
won't
keep it
be
full.
like going cruising speed the whole time. You just stop to fish once in a while.
Yeah, so but I'm just imagining just like through all this commotion I think that went down, Baron's just like, see, I got kicked out of my clan of the dwarves, I got kicked out of my last crew, and this crew is almost at each other's throats. I think I'm safe.
Bear's like, I have the helm. They can't do anything to me.
It's like, not only is like it's a moment where you work a job and you're under a union, and also they can't fire you because you know all the programming. It's just like, I dare you.
Walter is good. You see Walter actually sit down with some star charts and is actually filling out various locations they've come across along the way.
Give me a survival check and include your proficiency if you don't already have that for your tools.
Can I use my cartographer's tools?
Yes.
Yeah, I have some
That's
of those
why I'm
too.
saying add your proficiency.
I just have them. I'm not proficient with them. I just have them. Because why not, I guess.
I'm going to set up some crew bonding activities for everyone else who's not doing something.
That's in that 20.
Okay. Sorry, I ate too many almonds, sir. So, Walter, I'm going to say that working with Baron, you can cut down your trip time quite a bit, which is greatly appreciated by every single person on the crew after Arthur is trying to make them do trust exercises, and they're just like, we haven't agreed to be a crew beyond this. We're just trying to live. And I think of Arthur as like the hyperactive HR woman at work who's going around with like the little hat.
Is off with the ship's Karen.
The overachiever.
I wasn't going that bad with it.
More overachiever of the group.
We're like, hey everybody,
so
it's time to play my favorite trust game. And there's like, oh God, no.
Not this again.
We're not actually a crew. We're just people on a ship.
So Officer Helen.
Yeah, that would be more acceptable than Karen.
Yes, I am a Heather.
We're gonna get Carrie to join our crew, guys.
So eventually you do come to the Rock of Brawl right before everybody is collectively agreed that, okay, one more trust game and we are going to throw him off the side of the boat, and maybe we will actually tie a line around his foot when we do it. It was that close.
Has anybody played Parcheesi? I mean, it's only minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master.
That's a one. Billy's like, let me shoot him. Let me shoot him. And people are just having to hold him back. He's got a wand in each hand. I swear I don't need to be captain. I just want to shoot him.
Wait, what kind of wand?
You can all be,
Billy
I don't
have?
care who's in charge. It can't be him.
Like you see Walter lift up his head from his map and just glare at Billy.
Oh, do you want to play trust games?
I have my map. He looks
Then you don't get a say in this.
Billy, you don't enjoy playing trust games with me, Billy? I saved your life.
Barry, you are coming up to the Rock of Brawl. One side, this is, if I remember correctly, it's like a square, like a square mile. It's big. There's industry, like one side has a lot of industry. There's shops, and the other side is like a big garden area. You know which one you're supposed to actually dock at, which is, we're going to say the top side is where you dock. Because of the way gravity works, you can just walk around it, but you're able to pull into the docks. Unless you want to, be contrary, because some of you are just contrary for no good reason. I have to ask. You're going to pull into the dock properly.
Well, it is Baron who does this.
Good point.
I may be evil, but I'm lawful evil. I'm not gonna piss off the law officer, but I'm gonna make it in my own way.
Okay, that's why I asked the question.
Yes.
It's like, hey, there's what I know you're eventually. I know what most people think you're going to do. What are you going to do?
Yeah. All right, do I have to request permissions to dock, or do I just find an available spot like it's a parking lot?
I figured that there's some sort of there's somebody there who's flagging you in.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So like they're going to say, yes, this is a safe place to come in and park.
Okay.
Now, if you want to come in hot, full speed, if you want to buzz the tower.
I love this ship too much to go.
Okay. You can buzz the tower. Nobody's stopping you.
Since Walter is a seasoned pirate, Bunny, I'm assuming he has been here several times.
Yeah, this is a well-known, especially for those who don't care about the law. Or, if you're a pirate, you've probably been here. So you know the area.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you pull in. We will say there is a docking fee. So how long do you plan to be here?
Just long enough to get some supplies, so about a day and a half. We're going to have to get the remaining sections of our crew as well. So yeah, about a day and a half.
We'll call that a 5 gold fee.
I will pay that.
The rest of the crew is like, oh, finally, we're safe. And they are just like gone.
They're part of our crew. If they try to leave, kill them. Keck.
What?
That's not really how it works.
Does Mr. Banana says that?
No.
If he does, we see Walter reaching for his rapier.
If you want to try to keep them as your crew, I will let you make a persuasion check.
I will do that.
Yes, I just want Carrie.
Okay, Mr. Banana can make a special one just for Carrie.
17.
I got an 11.
Got a 17. Carrie's gonna be my little dude, girl, lady, bro.
Carrie is going to look at Mr. Banana and say, what exactly is it you need a crew for? Because for now, it was just trying to survive. What's your goal?
To adventure. Going on an adventure. It's going to be fun. It's going to be money and food. Not the lack of food, but more food. Even though you called me small, I think you're cool.
I'm going to get an equal share of all treasure.
That's up to the captain. You got to talk to him.
He turns to Billy.
Poor Billy. Billy's not part of the ship yet.
Well,
when Carrie turns to Billy, you see Walter glaring. He feels Walter glaring at him.
He specifically turns to Walter and says, Captain Bill.
Actually, Carrie, you called me captain, so thank you.
Oh, yep, I guess I did. Captain Banana, I get an equal share of all treasure we find. That is my condition.
Our conditions, you get an equal share, but you have to train to be our medic.
You're the one with magic.
It looks like the gold's not worth it to you then. All right, Carrie, it's
okay.
Fun.
See you around, Banana.
Jerk.
I'm just going to look at Carrie and I'm going to be like, I could train you in magic.
I don't need to learn magic. Why would I be the medic? Do I look like I know how to take care of myself?
Well, it also includes weapon training on the ballista.
I already know how to point that thing at something.
And money, but I guess you don't want money.
I'm fine with money. I'm not the medic. I am not a doctor.
What do you want to be then?
I shoot things. I hunt things. I'm a hunter.
All right. Then you'll be part of the armory crew.
Okay.
I look around and I look at everybody else. Does anybody else have a position that they want to fill in? Because we need people for the ballista. We need a medic. We need, well, if you're willing to stay on, my dear friend, Mr. Smiggin, no, Mr. Smuggins, Mr. Smuggles, Mr. Smuggins, you can remain our cook.
Actually, I could cook.
Are you just saying that because you a little bit uneasy with him being the cook, or are you honestly like going, I enjoy cooking, I will cook for the crew?
I enjoy cooking. I like using various sharp implements to dice and slice.
He can be my sous chef.
Glad.
And Peter's like, I'd like to stay with you, Mr. Arthur.
I pat him on the head and I go, yes, you can. I will find a position that you can fill, but I don't know what you could be. But we'll do it. Cabin boy. Cabin boy. Yes, you'll be cabin boy.
Okay. I'm going to say...
Is his name now Roger?
I just named him Peter. I didn't give him a last name. So
yeah.
Okay. You can keep everybody as your crew, but they still are going to take their shore leave. And none of them are going to stay on the ship. So
that's fine.
But Carrie is absolutely not going to be in charge of your health.
You see him Walter bouncing off.
There is a group of halflings that have like gift baskets for everybody. You know, like, welcome to the Rock of Brawl. They're the welcome committee.
I got a 21 on my insight. What are these guys actually here for?
They're the welcome committee.
Literally.
They're like the representatives of all the local shops and everything. There's nothing. You're really suspicious for some reason, Kyle. I don't get that. You're way too. They're just being nice people. Like if you want to know something, they'll send you directions.
Walters is going. You know exactly where he's going.
Where's Walter going?
The brothel.
Okay. You pay 10 gold, and we're not going to talk about that.
Right.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I am going to go find. I'm going to check and see what's inside of the welcome gift. If there is a lei, I'm going to put it on the monkey.
No, it's more like little sample, like food samples from every different places. Then you got the 10% off at the Happy Beholder, things like that. It's not like Hawaii gift baskets. It's a floating rock in space gift baskets.
Oh, nice.
Aw.
I'm gonna ride on shoulder, but I'm gonna recommend we look for medical supplies and more food and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm also going to talk with the harbor. I'm going to also make a stop in at the harbor masters to look through all the names of the ships that have a registry that's got any of the letters of the ones that we were able to pick out from the ship salvage. And as well, Baron, is there anything that you want to do while we're in port?
Yep, your ship will be fine. You're free to walk around.
That moment, you just see the Baron with just a bunch of parchment and a quill. It's like, I'm gonna look for new recruits.
You don't like us?
No, not for the ship. For my master.
Can you look for some new recruits for the ship as well? Because we're like severely understaffed.
Fine, I will.
I mean, I'm okay with you making sure that they're also recruits for your master. I mean, if you find any that question their faith and they don't want to be related to tied into yours, I could certainly talk to them about mine. I mean, we're a ship of many faiths and cultures.
I want to play ball that way. That's fine.
I mean, it just make sure that we've got a cohesive, fun-loving crew.
Okay,
I want to find a captain's hat.
This is when Billy goes limping by. He hasn't fully recovered from that kick.
Good job, Billy. Did great.
I just pat him on the shoulder that he got stabbed. You're fine there, buddy.
See you when
he turns and glares at you.
Captain.
They are going to throw you off of this boat one day, and I am going to point and laugh at you.
Oh no, I fully expect that you're going to be the one, hauling me away to be thrown off the boat.
No, I am going to stand there. And I am going to watch because you are a bad captain. Then he limps off.
I'm not the captain. I point to Mr. Banana. He's the captain.
This ship has no captain. He just called out, hey, if you want to be captain of a ship, they don't have one.
Billy, chill, Billy.
Let me see how loud he was. Oh, you got a lot of people who suddenly want to be captain running up to you. Baron.
I'm there with scrolls.
Baron.
Hey,
give us your sales pitch, please. You know where to find people who might be good candidates.
Yeah, we indeed are accepting an application for captains. I just need you to just fill the information here.
You have a couple of people who like, oh, sure. They start filling in their information. Like, so it's like a lottery system. How does this work? Like,
oh, you'll be picked, and we'll get in contact with you.
Oh, okay. So yeah, a handful of people will start signing Baron scrolls.
They have just. All right.
No, this must be like this is like an internship program or something, and we're training to be captains.
Yes.
In a way, yes. So it is where it's like we just forgot to know where you're working with. So eventually you'll be contacted, and then through that system, and I forgot my character had a voice.
Because we're all so good at keeping our voices around here.
I know. I'm.
You just hold yourself to a higher standard.
Yes.
The rest of us have no standards.
So it is where. So exactly how many contracts did I have signed now?
I mean, let me see. It's not going to be too great because they did roll an 11 collectively.
Yep.
You got 2 people to sign, and then a couple of them are just, they're still reading it. It's like, what does the contract say? Like, how is it worded?
So I had no time to
just give me the rough version.
Yeah. So this word for this, it just basically you say like we would like for you to join us. We just needed it's basically just says join us. We just lay down your basic contact information, and not legible by common eyes it's in the parchment. It says you'll be contacted by friends old blur for your chance for your soul to be
okay. So in that case, let me re-roll that to the side. All right. So because of all the misunderstandings, at least 6 people think that they are signing on for the crew with the opportunity to be considered for captain.
Yes. And
that by signing this paper, they will be contacted before you leave.
Yes.
That okay, yeah, this is where you can find me.
In a way, they will be contacted. I'm not lying.
Oh, they.
So just
okay.
They may be a chance with the fiend of Fresno Burr if he wants their soul or not.
Arthur, give me an investigation for your checking on the ship names.
I'll lend him a hand.
Then you can do that with advantage.
Yes.
All right, good, because I really need that. A 15.
A 15.
Which is much better than the 3 that I rolled before.
You have played with this group before.
I'm just going to make a roll on my end and say, all right. So one of the problems with ship names is, of course, like ship names aren't written in common. They are written in usually their native language. But the letters you see, you're kind of trying to put it all together. For one thing, I'm going to say that you can, if you want to personally take an opportunity to try to arrange the letters and see what you think the name is, I'll give you time to deal with that. In fact, you could even do that in between sessions. Or I can just, I can take your roll and I can randomly assemble something and tell you if you think you found it.
That one actually sounds much better because it creates more intrigue.
Okay.
I mean, just to give you a sample of all the languages that my character knows, Celestial, Common, Gith, Hadozi, and Primordial.
Oh, again, we'll limit this to Common because that's basically what we're all speaking right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I am taking the letters. So I have you with OXFRE, and there aren't too many ships with that name, but this is like a long list. And people, this isn't really the sort of place where they keep strict checks on who comes in or out. So you're only really able to get the ships who are not actively fleeing any particular government entity at this time, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
So give me just a little bit of time and I will try to get some names to you because I'm having to try and think of something. And you didn't roll quite high enough for me to give you anything too clear. But there's let's see. I would say there was the Oxventure Guild. That could have been them. Oxford. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like Foxford.
Yeah. Just write them down and then send them through to me on Discord.
Yeah, I'll make up a few then because that's definitely going to be more interesting than me trying to remember all the punny names I can give you.
Yep.
All right. So I suppose also if you wanted to, you could try to ask around about that lamprey ship, but that's kind of up to you. Because I didn't think about giving them a name earlier.
I'll do that, but I think the bigger thing is
the derelict ship. Okay.
Yeah, the derelict ship, but also food and equipment.
Yeah. Well, that's basic supplies, and we can easily handle, you guys all buying that with what you have. That would be more of a downtime activity. Of course, the next thing is where you would want to go, because you can hang around here for a little while. You can try to actually get a job, or you can just, fly off and hope you wind up somewhere important.
I'm going to try and secure us a job. Do you want a job, Mr. Banana?
You said banana? Yes.
Shall we go find ourselves somebody to work for?
We're going to get the best job ever.
Yes, we are. That's the way to look at it, Boyle. Just start skipping through town.
Barrett, you got somebody who's reading your contract. What's all this down at the bottom here? It looks like some, he's got like the monocle pulled over. It's like, I think I see something down here at the bottom. It's like, you're going to be questioned about that if you want to try and explain. Say you're going to take my soul. Are you what's the guy who makes the shoes?
Yes, that's exactly what you run with, Baron.
Sorry, that broke me.
You run with the shoe taker.
And now this guy's just like, this is like one of those guys who won't shove. Like, I know it's like right on the tip of my tongue. They make the shoes. There's a name for what they do, and he's going to stand there. He's going to talk to you like that until you do something.
He's not going to help him out. It's like enjoying the suspense.
Yeah, it's not haberdasher, because that makes the hats. This would be the opposite of a haberdasher.
Yeah, can you see Brent's like gesturing as if he's listening. He's like,
You can do it. Come on.
Exactly.
Use your words.
And that's going to go on for a while because Andy cannot remember the name of a shoemaker.
It's a cobbler.
That's cobbler. Hey, the happy beholder has a really good cobbler. If you want cobbler. Now, what is the name of the shoemaker? You know what? I kind of want a cobbler. He's going to. Yeah, this guy rolled 3 weeks going like, look, I'm gonna get back to you on this when I find the name, I'm gonna come back on it. Let's go get that cobbler.
I didn't think recruiting would be this fun.
Yeah. You definitely got a handful of other people who are just like, so are we gonna hear something in the next day? Do we need to meet you somewhere? Will you tell us where to meet you? Like, I want to keep my schedule open because there's the Slive, they haven't really been taking on anybody, but they might be in a couple of days. And sometimes they need new crew.
Not a problem. We're usually, that's why we just put down your contact information right here.
Yeah.
And therefore within 2 days, we do give you a response. And again, if you are rejected, we do ensure that you are properly contacted. Therefore, if you have other offers, you can give proper time to allow them to let you know that, hey, this offer turned down and you're still available. Just we've been here before. We understand.
Yeah. Oh, God, you're gonna have a cult soon.
Yeah, that's why I'm grateful to be a charlatan warlock.
Okay. Well, we can't talk about what Walter's doing because we're a family show. How did that get the bigger reaction?
Sorry,
Jesse is literally the most wholesome of us all, and he hears this is a family show and breaks.
Just years work with. Just
don't worry. He's doing rabbit stew.
Eating carrots.
So, if anybody wants to walk around the city, I know we're getting a little bit closer to our time, and I didn't give you guys quite as much of an adventure because you never know how those interactions are going to go. You all might have decided it was worth fighting over a ship.
Yeah, one friendly firebolt always starts a fight, right, guys?
Always.
So,
but
if you don't have anything else, we can always wrap up for the week.
Oh, I want to find work for us just so that we can. Yeah.
Oh, what kind of work are you looking for? Because
you're looking for work. He shows some parchment over there.
A job we can do with our hands.
All right.
You can learn magic. I know magic, but not
magic. No, I'm good. I'm good.
At this point, being a rogue, I'm just going to go into the seediest club that I can, the seediest pub that I can, and I'm going to go towards the back area, and I'm just going to look around for whoever needs something smuggled out into somewhere, because that's how we're going to get cash.
That is the fun thing about this place is there are literally 4 major crime syndicates that run different that run everything, and then there is Prince Andrew, who is at the top of all this. He runs everything, and then he allows the underbarons to control everything else. So, from what you're describing, you are going for like you're going to ask the fewest questions for the biggest payout, I take it?
Yes, just so long as it's not going to make our rats very hyped up and hyper.
Okay. I want you to give me a persuasion check, and I will decide who you are talking to from there.
Oh, geez.
I should
have. Yes.
I will help.
Okay.
Assume I will help unless it's going to kill somebody, then I probably won't.
This might get you all killed.
Oh, that's fine. I'll help anyways.
Okay.
Not 20. So I got 23.
Okay. With that, I'm going to describe the underbarons. You tell me who you want to talk to. All right. Osmata is a human who controls the docks and most of the Low City. There is Meriden Sandyfoot, a good-natured halfling who is headquarters in a neighborhood known as the Burrows and works with the craftspeople. The Juggler is an elf that oversees a network of swindlers and minstrels. And she runs a place called the Juggler Folks Guild House. And then the last Baron is the Unknowable One. And they deal with the... I guess the best way to describe it is they actually have a place inside of the asteroid. And they deal more with smuggling.
I'll go to the Unknowable One.
Okay. With that role, you don't get to speak to the Unknowable One, but you will because you're new. But you ask around, and you are able to get a job with one of the Unknowable One's lieutenants, I guess would be. They will to say like, yes, we have some cargo. It is perishable, but we need for it to get to a certain location without having to deal with any sort of export, import fees, taxes. We don't want it to be inspected in any way. It just needs to get to its location.
All right. I'll be able to take it. I will have to find a quote unquote secure cargo to take with it.
Of course.
Which will be the cover. Less questions I ask you about it. the better. Just give me the direction. Just give me the port in which you need it to go into, and I'll get the rest settled. I will, however, need half payment up front. That way I can buy the supplies for my crew, because we're working on very minimal supplies here after a bit of a mix-up with some clowns, I will say.
Yes. With your 23 roll, we are going to say that they will actually assist with the legal cargo as well, because after all, they know the system. They're going to help you out, and they will give you, this is like for the, we're going to say 500 gold up front. That's meant to be, you decide how you pay your crew and what you will spend on supplies. But upon delivery, you will receive another 500 gold.
Okay, so I'll work with Walter once Walter's done with his fun to figure out the exact length of time that our trip should take, buy the supplies for that, and then the remaining buy the supplies for that amount of time, and then for the remaining will then be split out in even shares to everybody else amongst the crew.
Okay.
So
if you just want to say like you spend say 200 gold, that will say that's enough food and supplies to get you until for quite a while.
Okay.
So
yeah.
that'll leave you with 300 gold that you can split amongst yourselves and your crew. Because remember that while I don't expect you to actually pay your crew a full amount, but you got to give them enough to keep them on your ship between each job.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I really wish we could have played that out more of a role play scenario, but it's one of the problems of me not knowing, who you're going to stab. We got to work on that. You got to stab fewer people so I can give them personalities.
I don't know what you mean.
Or stab more people so I give them all stat blocks.
Who's stabbing people?
Okay, so yes, you now have a contract with the Unknowable One, and they will ensure that their cargo is placed on your ship, and then they will also give you some a crate of turnips, several crates of turnips that will be your other cargo. If you want to try to move some other minor items around, but this is sort of the thing they've helped you to set up, because you seem like you will be a reliable source in the future, so they'll help you out with this the fake cargo to cover up the real cargo.
Mm-hmm.
And it has an S on it because I said cargo too many times, so it has to be S cargo. It's cargo S.
That works.
Look, I'm not going to claim that I am one of those high-end GMs who has notes and plans and clever things to say. I have S cargo for you to deliver to another place. That's all I'm going to say to now.
Oui. Let us go forth and figure
the bathroom
out.
is right over there.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, do you need to be there when they put the cargo in, or do you trust them to handle that?
I trust them to handle that. If afterwards I can actually go through the ship and find what they put in, that's going to be
they don't hide. Well, they assume you will hide anything that needs to be concealed. They just have like they've shown you the cargo, like, okay, like there's 10 crates of turnips and different produce, perishables that you need to move within reasonable time. And then they'll be like, here's a couple of crates. They got air holes in them, and they're marked slightly different, saying like, okay, this is the one. You don't open it. You don't do anything to it. And you don't let this get caught by customs.
Okay. That sounds good to me. And
okay. Yeah, it's up to you where you hide it on your ship. In fact, if you want to give me a stealth check for where you hide it on the ship. This really feels like it'd be more of a wisdom. Like, this is the opposite of perception. Give me a stealth wisdom check. Your wisdom, and if you have stealth, you can add that on.
Okay. All right. That is an 11.
Are we trying to hide the cargo?
Yes, you
Yeah.
need to hide it on your ship, but you haven't had time to modify the ship. So unless you want to have somebody come in and put a new wall in place for you, that would cost you a little bit.
Would the cargo, say, fit in a bag of holding and be fine?
No, it's too big for that.
Well,
these are decent sized crates. I would say if you want to take, say, 200 of your gold and have some, because this is a place for criminal activity. So hiring someone to come in and modify your ship with a secret compartment is completely normal.
Yeah, let's do that.
But it's going to cost a bit.
Yeah, let's do that as well, because this is right now cost expenses and stuff. So we'll once we got everything across, we'll be able to collect on the other half and pay the crew and ourselves in full.
You know, and this is actually something that Billy can help you out with, because he has just a little bit of prestidigitation, and so when they put these walls in for you, there's some very minor enchantments to help them be concealed. So Billy has just enough magical knowledge to assist with that. You know, so yeah, basically what I'm saying is anybody who has the prestidigitation spell, you're able to you can activate the concealing features on it, if that makes sense. Because so well, anything else do you guys want to try to kick off a revolution while you're here or anything?
No, I don't get that feeling that we're with that kind of crew this time.
It's hard to tell with you guys.
I do have Preston. I just checked. I was like, I do have that.
Yeah. I really thought somebody was going to try to take Billy Swans away from him at some point, but nope. Okay. Yep. If you want to bring on some more crew, we'll handle that off, because I will eventually give these people a little bit more personality. It's really hard for me to play 5 different NPCs at once. That's why I was kind of hoping maybe you would just get a smaller ship.
We could have just killed everybody.
Oh, I figure you'll do that soon enough. No, you would think 2 weeks would be enough time for me to plan, but I'm very lazy. So
you lazy now.
Since for the first time ever, Cal isn't going to try to take down the corruption that rules this place. I'm not saying this place is corrupt. It's just Cal's way of thinking. Like, someone's in charge. One person's in charge. He must be corrupt. We must overthrow him and put in a socialist, anarchist society with blackjack and hookers for all.
Hear that? It's not the sound of a denial.
Yeah. I just find it kind of funny.
Cal just made a note. Take over Rock a Brawl.
I'm actually trying to play a different character this go around, and I'm trying to do it.
I know, but it's still you. You have tried to I'm still waiting for how you guys are going to make Jesse nobility. Because
don't bring that up.
It'll happen.
This game doesn't really
the
have
pilot no more.
Yeah.
I don't need a novel on top of my.
I don't know how it would happen, because this is going to be like a game where you can travel to other worlds, places that don't even know about flying ships, and you're going to have to hide your flying ship. And then somehow you're still going to hey, he's your new Duke. Okay.
The moment a crown comes in, I'm just getting Eldritch blasted away.
No. We've made one character a duke, another character a king. What we need to do now is make this one an emperor.
No!
We're so ready.
Even I'm going to say, maybe don't give the warlock who's actively recruiting his own planet, because it will wind up looking like Apocalypse. But like not like Apocalypse if they were actually trying to dominate people. It's like Apocalypse if they were like, let's make s'mores over the lava pit. Shouldn't we be out like spreading our Lord's name? Yeah, we're doing that with s'mores.
Kill them with kindness. That's what we do. Diabetes.
Diabetes.
It's the biggest killer of all.
Don't say that.
Diabetes.
And it is on that unfortunate note that I am forced to do something that now I regret. I so regret this, but you're all leveling up to level 5.
Hey.
You're going to gain levels pretty quick for the first little bit, but there will be I'm going to come up with a handful of names of different ships that might have those letter combinations. You have we will finalize where you are taking these supplies, and I just want to say, and I'm going to regret this, but this is you guys, and I guess got to say, congratulations for your first reaction not being trying to pop open the crate you were told not to pop open. It's like, this is actually amazing.
Yeah,
we learned.
Instead of perceiving reverse psychology, you perceived it as actual psychology.
Sorry, what crate?
Just shut up, you. I hate when no.
Like I'm seriously not trying to plant ideas, and I don't want it to come off like I'm trying to. I was like, well, you guys didn't do the stupid thing. I can't acknowledge that you didn't do the stupid thing. I admit I miss being a player, because when I'm a player, I realize I make life harder on the DM, but you're in character, you're doing things like, oh yeah, I'm going to skip 3 floors of the murder house in Curse of Strahd and go straight to this. I got to kill a specter with a silver coin. That rocked. Yes, I'm playing Curse of Strahd, and I killed a specter with a silver coin. Don't ask me how. I think I've derailed us enough for today. We're going to go. Thank you so much for joining us. Even I don't know what the hell's going to happen in these games.
Oh, just so long as nobody comes in with 2 shotguns filled with dragon's breath rounds, that's gonna be fine.
That's funny you should mention that. So I just leveled up to 5th level, and apparently I can change my a staff rod or anything into my magical weapon and shoot spells from that. That is it's funny you say that, because not only do I have a flamethrower that can pop up, I also have I could create a mini gun to shoot my spells from, which is insane.
So join us in 2 weeks for what might be the final adventure as
do I need to teach
as the flying monkey finds out he can fire fireballs from any stick.
I can literally any stick, just change it to my gun.
Is that moment it's like, do I need to teach you the ways of it? Fire plus space, and what does that equal?
Because they did, all right, for all the flaws people want to point out about Spelljammer, I'm not getting into them. They did specify this: fire does not burn without oxygen, which does not exist. In your ship is fine. You can set your whole ship on fire. Magical fire can burn in the vacuum of wild space. So yes, if you shoot a fireball at the flying space albatross, there's some kind of space birds. They're flying around. Oh, we still need to find those little cadre of penguin people. You're going to deal with them at some point. Anyway, yes, magical fire burns in space. Shivlock has the same amount of impulse control as the rest of you. So tune in. Every session could be our final session of this campaign, because someone's going to set their boat on fire.
I have so much fire, guys. So much fire.
Only so much mending to help us with.
Yeah, one person can only cast mending once an hour on the ship.
I don't have mending, so it's okay. It's not gonna be me.
I'm just checking to see if Billy has mending, because he does have spells. Nope, mending. Oh, well, yes. Okay, Billy has mending. He actually has value to your ship.
Look at that.
Besides just guns. or wands.
And Walter just got action surge.
That is, I didn't even know. So I didn't read a lot because I was an armorer at first as an artificer in a different campaign, and I went artillerist. Seems like it would be fun on a ship, so I went with that. And
Okay, I'm reorganizing the Firefly structure in my head. Banana is now Jane, but nicer. Billy is just arrogant. I'm gonna go. I'm pretty soon. I'm gonna go with the Farscape scenario, but still, Banana isn't annoying enough to be Rigel, and Rigel didn't. Rigel could produce flaming. You know what? Let's not get into that.
No, Rigel burp flames.
Yes,
He produced helium.
I know.
Ways.
Yes. If you feed him the right things, his bodily fluids were flammable. You know what? Maybe we don't need. Maybe I should actually end the game.
Yeah, let's do that now.
Let's do a wrap up, guys. Tell us who you are, where you can be found, and then come back in 2 weeks and see if we kill ourselves.
See if we're dead.
Yeah, you died in downtime. Go ahead and tell the world who you are.
All right, who wants to go first? We didn't do.
I'll go first.
Thank you.
I'm Kyle. I go by Flint Ewood 756 here on Twitch and as well on Twitter and YouTube. You can catch me. I'll be picking up in mid-October. So once again, the Vampire the Requiem First Edition game. And as well, you can catch me on here. From October as well, I'm going to be increasing my streaming times because I just have the ability to. So I'm going to be doing more workout streams and also some MechWarrior online streams as well during the week. And that also does mean a return of Behind the Spine with Nick, who is in the Vampire the Requiem stream as well. So thank you very much for all that. And let's move on to our dear Mr. Banana.
Oh, yes, I'm Mr. Banana. I go by Shivlock literally everywhere, or Shiv, but you can't say that because it's apparently a forbidden word. But Shivlock on Twitch and everything. I usually stream mornings, and that's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
I'm Chrome64, also known as just Chrome in the real world. And in terms of projects, I'm continuing my DMing my all-female cast campaign of Lovely Lady Crumps as we're continuing going through a new Capana, which is from Magic the Gathering universe. And speaking of which, I do have 2 convention appearances in the pipeline is upcoming. Let me get the dates correctly. It is in September 29th through October 2nd. I will be in Loveland, Colorado for a LAN Fest, which is basically a giant LAN convention for everyone to bring their own computers and for us to basically be computer nerds in various ways. And also in November, I can make it official now, I will be at Magic Summit, which is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Let me get the dates on that one as well. So that one will be the 11th through the 13th in November, and I don't want to guarantee anything, but I'm working on a costume. I'm working on being Gideon Jura, my favorite planeswalker of all time. Well, also I do plan on bringing my Gideon Jura deck, which I would love for you to challenge the #1 Gideon player in Utah. If you think you got what it takes, I can't wait to see you there.
Yes, bring him down a notch. His ego is getting too big. Challenge him.
Well,
I know nothing about Magic the Gathering. So.
Speaking of someone who can bring him down a notch in Magic, hi, I'm Archers. Also, Mrs. Zoltref, or if we get familiar, Big Daddy Az. You can find me on Twitter, Discord, and if occasionally in the bushes, spinning the mood.
Family friendly, Walter. Keep it family friendly.
I didn't say what I was doing in the bushes, so just in a bush. Don't mind out the gutter.
Well, last and most certainly not least, I don't need an introduction. You're on my channel right now. I am Work Films. I feel like I feel like it's unnecessary to talk about myself, but I'm going to, because I think one thing this game has proven is I do a lot of unnecessary talking. You can find me all over the internet at Work Films. I am mostly on TikTok right now because it's just really easy for me to do like 5 or 6 different videos at once, and I like having fun duetting things. So if you're on TikTok, find me, duet some of my stuff, make me popular. I need attention. I think my whole life has been screaming that. No, seriously, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, players, for coming in and not murdering everybody.
Yeah.
But thinking about it. I know you thought about it. Because I think we have a fun long, I don't want to say long term, but an overall goal that of you all getting a wish granted. And well, I can't say too much because I don't know how much of it you've pieced together so far. So I am going to shut up, and we are going to log off for the week. Thank you so much. See you around, everybody.